In the last week, we've been on a journey across southern Africa in search of the truth about Arron Banks' diamond mines. It's an incredible tale of claim and counterclaim. Did the Brexit campaign's biggest donor seek Russian investment here? And if so, why does he deny it? Why did he report this diamond find in the Kingdom of Lesotho as significant when others queried its very existence? And allegations of bribery against Mr. Banks and a government minister, which both men reject.
No bribe was paid to release the prospecting license. Please, I said this earlier. Don't go around and come with the same question. He's a friend. He was a friend to me. Please, man, can you respect my friendship with Arron?
A major source of these allegations has been a legal case here at the High Court in Kimberley, South Africa, between Arron Banks and his former business partner, Chris Kimber. Mr. Banks says he never had any business dealings in Russia ahead of the Brexit vote.
I have no involvement in any Russian investments, and in fact the Sunday Times...
Have you ever had?
No, never. Flat, zero, nothing.
But we've now obtained an additional statement from Mr. Kimber, who worked in partnership with Arron Banks in his mining business, repeating the allegation there were such contacts in 2015. That statement was submitted to the South African police last November.
Arron Banks was in discussion with Alrosa, the Russian state diamond producer, and he had made certain promises to them. The most important was that Arron Banks was to prove to Alrosa the quality of diamonds produced. He was further due to meet representatives in London in November, where he would be obliged to show them the quality of production.
On the BBC last night, another Banks business associate, James Pryor, was recorded saying Banks had sought investment from Russia, though he later denied it. But the police statement by Mr. Kimber goes further. Not only does it allege that the Russians wanted proof of diamond production here at Newlands mine in South Africa, but that Banks' solution was to acquire diamonds from elsewhere. His former business partner claims to the police it was decided by Arron Banks that diamonds would be acquired from third parties for export. He goes on, I was later to find out that Arron Banks was involved in illicit diamond buying in various African countries. Mr. Banks told us in a statement this afternoon that all the allegations against him are ludicrous and that he had genuine concerns about the sanity and mental health of the editorial team responsible for the reports which the programme, that's us, has broadcast. He's also submitted his own statement against his former business partner, Chris Kimber, to the South African police. The police told us the investigation has been escalated to headquarters in Pretoria. On Monday, we broadcast these pictures of 5 diamonds allegedly from Mr. Banks' mine in Lesotho. The country's mining commissioner told us they hadn't been tested yet and were not a significant find, as Mr. Banks had claimed. These mine workers told us they had not seen or heard of any diamonds. In the Lesothan capital, Maseru, we tracked down a director of Mr. Banks' mining company, a lawyer, and he said he hadn't heard the news either. So you're not sure whether there were any stones there or not?
No, not me.
You didn't hear of any finds?
No.
Mr. Banks didn't tell you of any diamond finds?
Mr. Banks, like I'm saying, he's not always here.
Well, you haven't seen him for 3 years, you said. Have you had no directors' meetings as shareholders?
No.
What, nothing in 3 years?
No, nothing.
The diamond mine is now closing, though Mr. Banks insists there has been a small number of quality finds. We also obtained emails showing that Mr. Banks had paid at least £19,000 to a government minister in Lesotho. Mr. Banks told us the true figure was nearer £107,000 for charity work, and he denied it was a bribe for a mining licence. Yet we've now established that Banks' former business partner, Chris Kimber, has told South African police he was the middleman on cash payments involving the minister's daughter. Payments he apparently came to regret.
I thought nothing of these payments until I was asked to pay an amount in excess of 500,000 rand.
500,000 rand is almost £28,000. Mr. Kimber has also told police that diamonds were not Banks's only ambition in Lesotho. He alleges it was
his grand plan to somehow gain a foothold whereby he would be able to not only control diamond flow, but also other aspects of the economy.
In August 2014, Banks's friend, the minister, John Maserebane, was forced to leave the country because of an attempted military coup. Mr. Kimber has told the South African police that Banks wanted him back in power and, remarkably, that he was prepared to offer Mr. Maserebane mercenary support, an allegation I put to the minister himself last week.
There was no mercenaries.
There was no offer of military
I'm
support.
saying there was no mercenaries.
And there was no offer of military support.
There was no mercenaries.
So no offer.
We never discussed these issues.
Channel 4 News has seen no evidence of any mercenary activity, but we have seen email exchanges between Banks and his associates which discuss setting up a military training camp and buying semi-automatic weapons, stun grenades and pistols, including this email from Arron Banks himself. Think it would be nice to set up at Newlands, where there is plenty of space. Also deters criminals if heavily armed area on the farm, providing real live targets if they try to rob the mine. We've given Mr. Banks these allegations in full, along with the opportunity to respond. He's questioned our sanity in reporting them. But until there is a fuller explanation, the questions from Southern Africa are bound to keep coming.
Jonathan Rugman reporting. Now, in the last few minutes, we've received a statement from Chris Kimber, Arron Banks' former business partner in South Africa. It says that he is unable to discuss these matters whilst legal proceedings are ongoing, other than to confirm that each and every allegation will be defended. In the statement, he says, "Everything I've put before the courts has been under oath. Mr. Banks, who has admitted misleading journalists, is yet to go under oath in any forum. Perhaps now it's time he did."